All right, it's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the blueprint. The major headline here says, Tinubu to Afenifere leaders. Buhari North proved to me Nigeria can survive. Says APC governors backed my choice as presidential candidate to the end. Despite Adebanjo's position, Fashoranti blesses Ashiwaju. All right, you find the details on the front page of the blueprint. To the first newspaper now, rubble in Afenifere over Tinubu's endorsement. Pan Yoruba group divided. Why we endorsed APC presidential flag bearer Fashoranti's faction. I warned Fashoranti meeting with Tinubu, says Adebanjo. You find the details on the front page of the first newspaper. To the Daily Times now, planned Naira redesign. CBN has my backing. President Muhammadu Buhari speaking there. Apex Bank explains benefits of planned Naira redesign policy. Urges Nigerians to support the project as mixed reaction trail move. And to the Nigerian News Direct, controversy as Buhari backs Nigeria redesign. Disowns finance minister stresses Nigeria's stance to gain from exercise. Experts maintain mixed reactions. And to the front page of this Nigerian newspaper now, Naira redesign controversy. Buhari backs CBN governor, disowns finance minister. And on the front page of the Business AM, CBN writes opposition waves in Naira redesign policy push to curb inflation, counterfeiting, terrorism. It's a necessary step, says Mohalu. Mike.
All right, I have the Punch newspaper here, and it says CBN destroys over 6 trillion Naira banknotes under Buhari. CBN destroys over 6 trillion Naira banknotes under Buhari. Apex Bank spends 3.88 billion Naira to dispose mutilated banknotes in 5 years. And Naira slumps to 785 Naira to a dollar as reserves dip. Local currency faces more pressure. And President defends Emefiele as criticism mounts against Naira redesign. All that on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Now we have Daily Trust next, and it says, CBN has my backing for redesigning Naira notes. President Buhari is saying this. Says currency will benefit from initiative. And it says people with illicit money buried under the soil will have a challenge. President's comment puts Emefiele, finance minister's rift to rest. Okay, all that on the front page of Daily Trust. Now let's go to the Leadership newspaper. Leadership says, our stand, security alerts by the U.S. Embassy. Who gains, right? All that you see on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. You see the dimension of things in there, getting to understand what the issues are. The Abuja Inquirer, how Abuja survived under terror alert. How Abuja survived under terror alert. Bars, residents closed early. An FCTA delivers operational vehicles to police. And vigilante prohibited from carrying firearms in the FCT. That's what you see on the front page of the Abuja Inquirer. And then the national economy is next. It says, rising cost of living, austerity Christmas beckons. Rising cost of living, austerity Christmas beckons. That's what you see on the front page of the National Economy newspaper. And then let's go to Business Day now. Business Day says cash crunch killing small businesses. Cash crunch killing small businesses. That's the focus there, the big story on Business Day. And then from there, let's go to Nature News, which is the last one I'm looking at right now on my side. Plateau government gets $50 million French grant to expand water supply. Plateau State government gets $50 million French grant to expand water supply. That's what you see on the front page of the Nature News. Veronica?
All right. So let's quickly look at the story on the front page of some of the papers this morning, talking about the endorsement of the APC presidential candidate in person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu by a former leader of the Pan-Yoruba Social Group, talking about Pa Ruben Fashoranti, and that seems to be generating reactions from some other persons. He endorsed the person of the APC presidential candidate when the candidate went to, present his manifesto to him in his home in Akure. And there are those who have come out to say this does not represent the Afenifere position in total. There are reasons why they don't want to be part of this endorsement and all of it. But then Ruben is saying that this is the position of the Pan-Yoruba Social Group. Sam.
Well, this whole thing began with Ayo Adebanjo's noise making, some months ago when he said that he endorsed the Labour Party candidate,
yes.
Peter Obi, and therefore he didn't want to be at one with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC. And what happened at the Akure endorsement of Asiwaju by Fashoranti was not only that Fashoranti was there, was that it was star-studded with governors from the Southwest, some of the major leaders from the Southwest who were there. So compare that with the Lone Ranger, what's his name, Ayo Adebanjo, then you know that he is the fringe, the periphery, mistaking himself for the center. The center has spoken, and the periphery is now shouting from the sideline and trying to say, no, 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 I am. The point has been made several times that Ayo Adebanjo does not represent the mainstream of Yoruba land. In his book, the participations by BC Akonde, a couple of years ago, he made it clear that, Ayo Banjo has always been a voice shouting at the corner and was even regarded as a traitor of the Yoruba land, which is stated in his book and was confirmed by witness, Dr. Yemi Ogunbiyi, in his book on his own life. He talked about when he visited Awolowo in those days, and Chief Bola Ige had been released from detention under the military gulag. And when he got to Awolowo's place, he wanted to eat when they were having dinner. And immediately Awolowo stood there, Bola Ige, former governor of Oyo State, saw Olaniwon Ajayi and Pa Ayo Adebanjo there. He saw Awolowo, said, my leader, I cannot sit here with these traitors. These were the people who were working against us, against the Yorubas, with the military against us. I cannot sit down with them, sir. I have to go. Awolowo left. He mentioned it as Akonde mentioned it in his book, and Adebanjo denied it. That was before this person wrote to confirm the incident. Dr. Ogunbiyi. Ogunbiyi did not mention the names, but he captured the incident. So you can know that it was Adebanjo he was talking about. So that was why they said this man has been on the fringe. He's just been a contrarian fellow who is trying to create problem in Yoruba land. But as they say, you cannot be bigger than your group, no matter how fat your neck is.
Mike.
All right. Now, this issue has created some kind of camps where it looks like there are the camp of Pa Fashoranti and the camp of Pa Adebanjo. And for us, the young ones, we watch to see how the issues are going. Of course, when it comes to reading about the history and what happened, why are they not, agreeing together? Well, some persons might have the idea. We'll get to know what the issues are. But on the other hand, we sit down to say, why is it so challenging and difficult for the elders to come together and agree on the way forward? Now, the same elders are light onto the path of Yoruba race, for instance. They are the conscience of Yoruba race. And then when they speak, it is assumed and it is expected that everybody, come together, everybody rallies around together. So why is it so difficult and challenging for them to come together? So if a Yoruba son is contesting for anything, that, like for instance, like the office of the president of the land, it is expected, one way or the other, that all Yorubas come together.
Rally around him. Yeah.
Rally around and say, okay, whatever differences that we had, let us keep it aside. For now, let us see how we can ensure that our son goes. And number two, it's not just our son going there. It is the issue of what is the agenda that whenever any son comes from here to contest for president, how do we ensure that we guide him to become a good president so that whenever they mention our name as, okay, fine, when somebody from there became president, they did this and they did that and they did that and they did that, and we are proud of it. So these are the things, going forward. But I think ultimately,
for Adebanjo, according to reports, he is saying that the candidate, the APC presidential candidate, cannot deny that it is the turn of the south, but that southeast rather, but that the southwest has gotten their time. But then again, Ruben Fashoranti is saying that this is our son and he's going to deliver on what we want him. Looking at his track record, he has done so much for Lagos State, and that he would deliver what he or they have spoken to him about. But like you pointed out, let's see how things pan out.
The point is that the turn, whatever is anybody's turn, it's not automatic.
Right.
In politics, there's always coalition. They said election is about three things: candidate, condition, and coalition. You have the candidate, then you have the condition, then you have the coalition. You cannot just say, it is my turn, then I'll take it. You have to work with others to get the turn.
Absolutely.
And then Ayobanjo should be very careful what he talks about, because as we speak today, he has no governor on his side. He should mention one major Yoruba chieftain of note that is with him. He's just a lone ranger, a 93-year-old man who does not understand that time has passed him by.
All right. Our time has passed, so we have to move forward. All right.
Yes.